Welcome to a video where we're going to be discussing basically metaphysical superpowers, like special innate abilities that people have, that ETs have actually been visiting these people who have these special powers to help them to unlock and access these abilities. This is exactly what we're going to be sharing in this video. And I want you to know too that even if you haven't had ET contact, I actually have multiple friends that have not had ET contact like I have, but they still have special abilities and it's still relevant. So the thing is that some of us experience ET contact physically, where you actually like see the craft coming, or some of us have been lucky enough to actually have physical one-on-one experiences with these ETs where they literally manifest themselves physically for you. But this isn't happening for everyone in the same way. Some people are experiencing more ET contact in dreams, which I have a whole video talking about why ETs choose to visit people in dreams and how to remember if that's happening for you or not. This is a great video to unlock this energy. That's tagged below. And so the idea here is that ET energy is interacting with all of us, regardless of whether you're aware of that or you're looking into information like this or not. ET energy exists. It's a big universe out there, guys. Physically speaking, the universe just keeps going. We've already discovered in science tons and tons of planets that are able to have life. So it's like, come on. Obviously, there's intelligent ET life out there. And obviously, there's going to be species that are far more advanced than us and are able to travel, and probably through dimensions too. And this is something that I know for a fact because I've experienced it and I've actually interacted with these ETs. So I know it for a fact, but I don't expect anybody to just take my word for that. Obviously, use your intuition and what resonates with you. But here's the deal. ET energy right now is a very big deal on planet Earth. It's growing. It's becoming more and more. Many of us are going through spiritual awakenings. You've probably noticed that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, crystals became this super popular, famous thing that a lot of people in society now are all into crystals, right? People are waking up spiritually. People are starting to learn about manifestation, right? Law of attraction. Isn't it interesting, don't you think, that all these things are happening simultaneously? It's this great awakening. You've probably heard about it, right? I'm like stuck in the bushes. Now, the ET stuff is happening simultaneously too. It's not because of the ETs that the spiritual great awakening is happening, and it's not because of the spiritual great awakening that ETs are coming. It all is connected. It all happens at once, and it actually all comes back to you. You are actually the source of all of this energy and power that's shifting. If you're experiencing these things in life, if you're seeing other people who are experiencing them, it's actually because of you, because of the being that you are. How powerful you really are is you're actually creating your entire experience and everyone in it. So when you hear someone come up to you and say, "Oh, I had this unique experience with it, where I like had this like superpower ability," and you're hearing that from them, you're reflecting that to yourself. The only reason you're able to experience that person there sharing that with you is because it's real in some level within yourself and you're reflecting it back to yourself. For example, I say this sometimes in my videos, the only way you could even perceive my channel and click this video or even hear the words that I'm saying, the only way that that's possible is because it's already within you. You've already unlocked that within yourself. You're just reflecting it back to yourself. You literally wouldn't be able to perceive it otherwise. So there's lots of people who are waking up with all kinds of superpowers and metaphysical abilities. And something that I've noticed a direct connection for at least a lot of the people I know that are experiencing these really cool metaphysical abilities, which we're going to get into some of them, is they're having ET contact, and that they actually had ET contact before, and then after the ET contact, something was different about reality. Something about your perception of it. Something about the way that it actually works. It's becoming more malleable. We're starting to tap into different abilities. I never experienced this before. And then I had ET contact, and all of a sudden, I was receiving my roommate's thoughts that I lived with at the time. I could hear what he was thinking. So it was like basically telepathy, right? But I was experiencing it in a way that's not really how the movies make it sound. Now, I actually have a video about how telepathic powers work and how you can actually unlock that power within yourself. I'll do my best to tag that below too. If I forget, because I sometimes don't always edit my videos in the same way, I don't always go through them all, then what you can do is you can find that on your unique vibration. It's on my playlist page, your unique vibrational self, unlocking your unique vibration. You can find that, and you'll find that video if it's interesting. So here's the deal. ETs come, we experience the contact, boom, all of a sudden something's different. Something about reality is different. We start to experience these new abilities and stuff. How cool is that, right? Now, I wanted to share something interesting. If you've seen the Marvel superhero movies or any superhero movies like this, you notice how each of them has their own unique special power. And the power that they have, it kind of goes with their personality and like their character that they are in the story. You notice that connection, that each person in the Marvel series has their own special power and it suits their character, like their personality, their backstory, everything. It's almost as if every single one of us is a unique vibration, a unique expression of creation. It's almost like the way that you look as your physical avatar is directly connected to your actual energetic self. That who you actually are, your actual energy, is manifesting itself in the physical reality. And so our physical looks are directly a match to the vibrational pitch that we actually are. Everything is connected like this. You are this vibrational energy that comes in and manifests itself. Our entire experience, our personality, the things that we manifest over and over again to go through, this unique challenge. You probably have noticed that certain people, maybe one of your siblings has this challenge. Maybe they struggle with anxiety and they're afraid to leave their house or something like this. You might notice that, or maybe it's a different thing, but the idea is this is just an example. You might notice that this is something that has plagued them for years, that they go through this over and over again, and it seems like they're just not learning the lesson, right? Notice, though, that this is happening for everyone, even you. Notice how you have your own unique life theme and your own lesson that you keep showing yourself over and over again. My personal theme that I've discovered is self-empowerment, being the power that I am. And so I manifest lots of situations where I might struggle with self-worth, for example, because that's part of my theme. It's part of my theme to learn and be the power that I actually am and let go of all that silly stuff. So we all have different themes, vibrational manifestations, looks. And this is what's interesting and paralleled is that everyone that I've interacted with who feels that they have metaphysical powers, that sees things in other dimensions. I know people that are saying, I've never actually seen them do it, I'm being honest, but I've heard some people tell me that they were actually able to move something with their mind in reality. I personally believe that that is true, that that can be done. Did they actually do it? Did they hallucinate it? I don't know. I wasn't there. But what I do know is ever since I had alien contact, I've been able to perceptually exist in a dimension where it's like there's all these different people. It's like a chessboard. It's like life is like a chessboard. And there's all these different characters on the chessboard. And I'm one of them. Nathan, my character right here, is one of the chess pieces. But who I really am in that perception is the one moving the pieces around and deciding what happens next. The crazy thing is, I'll wake up out of that dimension, rather wake up into this one, where I am the individual chess piece called Nathan. And what I witnessed in that dimension happening actually plays out the following day. So it's like I'm seeing the future / creating the future. This is my ability. Now, I've talked to some of my friends who have their own metaphysical abilities, and they can't do that, right? My personal opinion is that all of us are doing that, but I'm aware of it. They're not aware of that, but they're aware of other abilities and powers that I'm not aware of. So here's what I think is really, really cool. What if the powers that each of us have are unique to our vibration? The character in the story that we're being, it's unique to our character. It's part of us. It's part of our energy. It's part of who we are being in this world. You know, who I am being, one of my biggest drives and passions is to share with people how powerful they are. Now, again, my life theme is to realize how powerful I am. So everything is connected. Probably part of the reason I'm telling you guys how powerful you are and how you can manifest all the time, I'm actually talking to myself. I'm going through the same thing. I'm reflecting it to you as part of the collective that I am, and I'm reflecting it to me simultaneously. So the idea is That's interesting to me, that that's who I'm being, that's what I'm learning, and I get to see on the higher level how powerful I actually am, that I am the whole experience, right? So what is your power? What is your energy? I'm really curious to hear, what is your metaphysical ability? I've experienced what I talked about with the higher dimension of seeing it in this perspective of manifestation. I consider it more of like a 5D realm. It's how it feels like. That's how I reflect and intellectualize it, at least. And I've also experienced telepathic, basically the ability to receive what other people are thinking about. And again, I have a video about that, but that's all for me that I've experienced so far, at least that I can think of right now. But I know people who have experienced that they are so incredibly strong that they can like lift anything just by believing and knowing that they can. They feel so strong that they could get run over by a car and they'd stand up and walk away. Like they're actually embodying this energy. And the character that I'm specifically talking about that feels this power, that he's just like insanely strong and nothing can knock him down, his whole character behind the scenes, his energy of who he's being, he's like this warrior guy. He perceives reality as kind of like this battle between good and evil, and he sees himself as like the hero of the light. And so he's like battling the darkness, right? That's what he's experiencing in his story. So I think it's really interesting that each of our individual stories that we experience correlate with the abilities that we unlock. Now, let's turn this video to the attention of the ET conversation. You know, what's the connection here? Why is it that we're experiencing this stuff simultaneously? And why are they coming to us? And are they helping us to unlock these powers? I think personally, because of a lot of the contact experiences that I've had, that they are coming in and helping us to unlock these abilities. But the way that I experience it, because of my ability and the way that I perceive things, is that I actually am the ET coming to myself. I'm the one choosing the entire experience and moving all the pieces around. So the way that I personally experience it, and the idea that I wanted to put in this video to share with you guys, is that you are so powerful, and on the small fractal level of believing yourself to be this human character in human society, and this is all that you are, you're like a small zoomed in fractal. All these other parts of you, the bigger picture of who you are, is coming in to interact with you and help unlock and activate certain things. Maybe you've heard on YouTube before people talk about DNA, cellular activations, or all these cool, exciting terms and stuff. This is part of it. I am the ET who came to me, and the vibration that I came to myself with was so powerful that by being in its presence, I started to resonate with that energy. It reminded me who I am. It reminded me of what it's really like to be me, of unconditional love, of a higher vibration. And just by resonating with that frequency that they were putting out, it shattered everything inside of me that no longer resonated with that frequency, and unlocked more things in reality that do resonate with that frequency. Does that resonate with you guys, what I'm saying? I'm curious. What do you guys think? Do you think they're actually coming here and doing like little experiments and you can fly now? Because there are people who can actually levitate. There are people who can actually create fire, like in their hands. You might ask yourself why you don't see these people wandering around, waving their abilities around. Hey, check me out. I'm flying and throwing fireballs. Well, my personal opinion on that is because for someone to be able to do stuff like that, they have to be of a much higher vibrational, basically energetic position within themselves. And someone who really knows they are one with everything and that life is this dream, malleable experience, someone who really knows that and is able to actually use those powers, they're able to use it because they're vibrating at the level of a character who simultaneously feels no need to show that off to everyone, because that's an ego thing, you know? Coming in to save the day and rescue everyone or show everyone how cool you are, this is ego stuff. Someone who's able to actually use abilities and powers like this, they have no need to show anyone. It would never even be a thought to them. It would never occur to them because they're just being who they are. That's my personal opinion on the correlation between ET contact and superpowers and metaphysical abilities unlocking within us. You unlock abilities by being who you are, because you are special. You are much more powerful than you think. And when you be who you actually are, you start to realize that. You start to see reality breaking down in front of you. You start to realize how amazing and powerful you've been the entire time. Simultaneously, the more you remember who you are, the more you're able to perceive and experience other aspects of you that exist in other dimensional realities, because the experience is very big. It's not small. It's not tunneling inward. It's always expanding out. There's always more to be. There's always more to express. That's part of who you are. Now, I actually have a video tagged below for you guys too, unless I ended up posting this one before that one. Sometimes I get confused, but you will find it in the description, or you'll find it posting within the next few days. And that video is actually all about how ETs manifest, how extraterrestrial alien beings manifest on the higher vibrational level, and the number one message that I have reoccurringly been given over and over again by over 30 contact experiences now. So I'm very excited about that video. You can find that below or find it coming out soon. Thank you for subscribing. If you like these conversations, thanks for liking this video. Much love to you guys. I will see you for the next video. See you soon.